Okay, we're now back on YouTube.
That guy that was supposed to be released out of the infirmary
I'm sorry.
had a seizure. Well, he's actually having a seizure at this moment. And they gave him a shot.
Dale, can you put yourself up? Okay.
Okay. For the record, this is the case of State versus Carlisco Decorian Davis. Mr. Davis is charged in warrant number 2021 CW 55875 with committing the offense of aggravated assault. He's charged in warrant number 2021 CW 55876 with committing the offense of home invasion. He's also charged in warrant number 2021 CW 55877 with committing, it's not listed on here.
It's cruelty to children, Judge.
Okay, cruelty to children. And the last number is also not
The
listed.
warrant 877 is cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. And then 878 is cruelty to children in the 1st degree.
Okay.
Mhm.
Hold on. Second degree and first degree are both felonies. Is that correct?
Just the 1st degree is a felony, and the 3rd is a misdemeanor.
Oh, it was third degree. Okay, I'm sorry. He's charged in warrant number 2021 CW 55878 with committing the offense of cruelty to children in the 1st degree. Present for the state is Ms. Cheryl Freeman, and present for the defense is Ms. Tiffany Pleasant. Ms. Freeman, you can swear in your witness and you can present your case.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Simmons, you can turn your video on and unmute yourself.
Yes. Hello.
Officer is I know I heard a baby or a small child. Is that with you?
I was dropping my son off at daycare. I apologize.
Okay. Just let me know when you get settled.
I'm
Are you
settled.
good? Okay. All right. If you can raise your right hand, please. Do you swear and affirm that the testimony about providing the matter of state of Georgia versus Carlisco Davis will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
Please tell us your name and how you're employed.
My name is Brittany Simmons. I'm employed at the Forest Park Police Department.
And also, how long have you, I'm sorry?
I said as an officer.
Okay. How long have you worked with the Forest Park Police Department?
Since September of 2020.
Officer Simmons, were you working with the Forest Park Police Department on November 23rd? I'm sorry, November 2nd of 2021?
Yes.
And on that particular day, did you respond to, I guess this is number 15E Holland Park Drive in reference to a domestic complaint?
I did.
What exactly is at that location?
It was, the resident was Lucinda. It's a, I guess they're like townhome sort of establishment.
And when you got there, who did you meet with?
I met with Lucinda. I'm not sure her last name exactly.
Okay. Was she the only resident of that apartment?
No, she had 5 children as well.
What did Miss Lucinda tell you that happened?
Miss Lucinda stated that her ex had returned to the home earlier that day. He broke through the window at the rear of the house after being told that he wasn't going to be allowed to enter her home, that he needed to be escorted by police. He told her that he wanted to get his shit, and he broke through the back of the window of the rear of the house and came through and started to attack her. During the course of being attacked, he also attacked her son, Brandon. And she stated that he punched her repeatedly. He bit her on the face and choked her until she became very faint.
Officer Simmons, when you say that he attacked her son, Brandon, how old was Brandon?
I believe Brandon is 8 or 9 years old.
Did Brandon suffer any injuries?
Yes, he had twisted his right ankle. He was checked out by the Forest Park Fire Department.
And was Brandon present when the incident was happening between Mr. Davis and Miss Lucinda?
Yes, he was.
Were the other children present when everything was happening?
Yes, they were.
Now, where exactly in this, I think you said townhome, where exactly did the incident take place?
In the living room, which is by the rear door.
Were you able to observe any damage based on how Miss Lucinda stated Mr. Davis entered the residence?
Yes, the back window was shattered, glass was on the inside of the home, and the rear door was open.
Now, if you could, because I just want to make sure we didn't miss anything, what did Miss Lucinda tell you exactly that Mr. Davis did to her physically?
She stated that he punched her in the face and all over her body several times. He bit her on her cheek and he strangled her until she became faint.
Did you observe any visible injuries to Miss Lucinda?
Yes, she had a large bite mark on her cheek. She had very red abrasions around her entire neck. She had scars on her arms, upper back, knees, and right hand, and also her face.
Did Miss Lucinda seek medical attention?
She did. She was also checked out by the Forest Park Fire Department. She said that she would get a ride by her ex-in-laws to the hospital to be seen.
Was Mr. Davis still on the scene when you got there?
No, he was not.
Were you able to make contact with him at all?
Not at that, during that particular incident. Earlier in the day, I responded to that location about him, and I was able to speak with him on the phone.
But at this particular time, when you went out to this residence, just so we're clear, did Mr. Davis reside at this location?
No, he did not.
Miss Lucinda's other children, were they under the age of 17?
Yes, they were.
All of them?
Yes, they were.
Were you able to speak to any of her children to get statements from them?
Yes, I spoke to Brandon. He was the only one that was able to speak. I also spoke to, I believe the oldest son is Braylon. He had special needs. I was able to speak to him. And Brandon provided a verbal statement.
Did Brandon's verbal statement corroborate what Miss Lucinda, his mother, indicated that happened?
It did.
Did all of this happen in Clayton County?
It did.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Ms. Pleasant?
Thank you, y'all. Thank you, Judge. Officer Simmons, you said you spoke with Brandon, correct?
Correct. I was able to stand. I spoke with him to ask what happened, and when the defects follow-up came to defects, representative asked me to stand by as she spoke with the children as well.
And what specifically did Brandon say he witnessed?
Brandon stated that he heard the glass shatter, so he walked into the living room and he saw Carlisco hitting his mother, and so he walked up to Carlisco and tried to hit him, and Carlisco turned and released his mother, threw her to the ground, and pushed him with two hands, causing him to twist his ankle.
And where were the other 4 children when this was going on?
In the living room.
And you said that a DFACS arrived and spoke with the children?
Yes, they arrived. It was probably about a week time difference.
Okay, did you receive a report from
That
DFACS?
was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so 3 days.
Did you receive a report from DFACS?
No, I did not.
Are you aware of of any statements that the children made to DFACS regarding this incident?
Yes, I had my body worn camera on at the time.
Okay, and what statements were made at that time?
Brandon stated that he saw Braylon, which is the oldest son, he has special needs. He stated that he saw Carlisco hitting his mother. Brandon stated that Carlisco came through the window and was hitting his mother. He also stated that he tried to hit Carlisco for him to let his mother go. He threw his mother to the ground and turned to him and pushed him with both hands, causing him to twist his ankle when he fell.
And what evidence was collected in this case?
No. We took pictures of the injuries and the inside and outside of the home.
Okay, and that's been placed into evidence? The photographs?
Yes, it has.
And did Miss Lucinda write a statement with regards to the events that occurred? She provided a written statement?
No, she attempted to, but she was so shaken up, she couldn't gather herself to write.
Now, you testified earlier that you wore a body-worn camera. Did you wear it when you interviewed Miss Lucinda?
I did.
And it has all of that been placed into evidence as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Any follow-up, Ms. Freeman?
No, Your Honor, the state rests.
Okay. Any witnesses, Ms. Pleasant?
No, Your Honor.
Let me ask one question of both parties. Did Mr. Davis, is there any evidence or proof that Mr. Davis lived at this residence? If I didn't hear it, but I may not have considered it.
Judge, I did ask the officer if Mr. Davis resided at the residence, and the officer indicated no.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. I'm gonna find that there's, well, argument.
Defense is submitting.
Ms. Freeman?
Well, Judge, we would just ask that all charges be bound over, and if this officer can be excused.
The officer may be excused. I'm going to find that there is sufficient evidence to bind no the charge of aggravated assault based upon testimony that Mr. Davis allegedly placed his hands around the throat of the victim, the alleged victim, to the point that she almost lost consciousness. Home invasion, I'm going to find that there is sufficient evidence to bind that over by the charge, by the allegation or evidence that there was a broken window and that Brandon saw the Mr. Davis allegedly coming through the window. Children, cruelty to children in the third degree. Although it wasn't specified, there was testimony that there were 4 children that observed the allegations as it relates to the aggravated assault charge and cruelty to children in first degree. I'm going to find there's sufficient evidence with the testimony as it relates to Mr. Davis allegedly striking Brandon, the 8 or 9-year-old child. Is there anything else for this case?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So by my records, that just leaves Ms. Myers and Mr. Joyner.
Yes, Your Honor. And Judge, since Attorney Joyner indicated that he was coming out to the courthouse for pre-issuance, is there a way that maybe Ms. Moultrie or Ms. Wesley can check to see if he's still in court so we can have kind of an ETA?
Yes. I was going to try to contact, it looks like Judge Bridgewater is handling that calendar. I was going to try to contact her directly.
I'm sorry, say that again, because I was just talking to Rachel.
Okay.
What were you saying, Cheryl?
To Mr. Joyner to see if his matter has been heard, and if not, to request that he be allowed to use one of the courtrooms so that he can appear,
Case.
and we can kind of finish at least what we're doing on this side of it.
Okay.
Judge, you're still on live too.
All right. Let me call you.
Thank you.
Give me a second, guys.